Title: Unraveled Trust. Unraveled Trust. I had always admired Anna's fiery red hair, a vibrant symbol of her spirited personality. We'd been together for over a decade, navigating life's ups and downs as a team. Our marriage was built on love, trust, and shared dreams, or at least, that's what I had believed until the day everything shattered. It began like any ordinary Tuesday. I had just returned from work, ready to unwind with Anna. She had recently taken up driving lessons, a decision that excited her, but I didn't think much of it. She had mentioned her instructor, a charismatic man named Jake, but I dismissed it as harmless. After all, I trusted Anna completely. Later that evening, I decided to scroll through social media while waiting for dinner. That's when I stumbled upon a video that would change everything. The thumbnail showed Anna and Jake laughing, the sun casting a golden glow around them. My heart raced as I clicked play, the familiar sound of her laughter filling the room. As I watched, a sickening feeling twisted in my stomach. The video revealed a hidden camera view from what looked like a secluded parking lot. There, under the shade of a tree, Anna and Jake were locked in an embrace. My breath caught in my throat as I watched her lean in closer, their lips brushing together in a way that felt intimate and electrifying. The laughter from the beginning faded as the reality of what I was witnessing sank in. I felt the ground fall out from under me. I couldn't believe it. My wife, the woman I loved and trusted, was betraying me. The video played on, revealing more than I ever wanted to see. My mind raced, desperately trying to make sense of what I was witnessing. How could she do this? When the video ended, I sat in stunned silence, my heart pounding. I felt a whirlwind of emotions, anger, confusion, and a profound sense of betrayal. I couldn't understand how Anna could jeopardize everything we had built together for a fleeting moment with someone else. I needed answers. I couldn't confront her right away. I needed to gather my thoughts. As the hours passed, I paced our apartment, feeling the weight of the truth crashing down on me. Memories of our life together played in my mind, each one tainted by the realization that the woman I loved had crossed a line I never imagined she would. The next day, I decided to confront her. I couldn't let this fester any longer. When Anna returned home, I felt my heart racing. She greeted me with her usual warmth, but I felt nothing but ice in my veins. "Hey, how was your day?" she asked, her voice bright and cheerful. "Sit down," I replied, my voice steady but strained. Her expression shifted, concern etching her features. "What's wrong?" "I saw something I need to talk to you about," I said, my stomach churning. I pulled out my phone and played the video, watching her face strain of color as the reality of the situation settled in. No, that can't be," she stammered, her voice trembling as she recognized the footage. "Is this you?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "What were you thinking?" It was a mistake," she cried, tears welling in her eyes. "I didn't mean for it to happen. Jake was he made me feel good about myself." "Good about yourself?" I echoed, incredulous. "So this is how you feel good? By betraying me? I swear it meant nothing. It was a moment of weakness," she pleaded, her voice breaking. "Do you know how much this hurts?" I replied, the anger boiling within me. "We've built a life together, and you throw it away for a few moments with someone you barely know." "I didn't think it would go that far," she said, desperation creeping into her voice. "I was feeling insecure about my driving, and he was just supportive. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did," I shouted, the words spilling out in a flood of emotion. "You hurt me in a way I can't even begin to comprehend." Anna collapsed onto the couch, sobbing uncontrollably. "I'm so sorry. I messed up. I was just caught up in the moment. Please don't leave me." The sight of her breaking down broke my heart, but I couldn't let my emotions cloud my judgment. "I don't know if I can trust you again," I said quietly, feeling the weight of the words. "This isn't something I can just forgive and forget. We need to talk about what this means for us. I want to fix this," she cried, desperation etched across her face. "I love you. I've made a terrible mistake, but I want to make it right. Please give me a chance to show you how much you mean to me." As I looked into her tear-filled eyes, I felt the flicker of love still lingering beneath the hurt. But I also knew that rebuilding our trust would take time. I need space to think, I said, my voice steady. I can't make any decisions right now. Anna nodded, her expression filled with sorrow. I understand. I'll do whatever it takes to show you that I'm committed to us. As I stepped out of the room, I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. I didn't know what the future held for us, but I knew that I needed to take the time to process everything that had happened. The road ahead would be difficult, but if we were going to heal, we had to face the truth together. In the days that followed, I sought solace in my friends, confiding in them about the betrayal that had shattered my world. They provided support and perspective, reminding me that I wasn't alone. Meanwhile, Anna did everything she could to show her remorse, from heartfelt apologies to small gestures of love. But the journey toward healing was slow and arduous. I couldn't shake the images from the video. The betrayal burned into my mind. Each time I looked at her, I felt the walls I had built around my heart. As weeks passed, we began attending couples therapy, hoping to navigate the pain together. It was a difficult process, filled with raw emotions and hard conversations. We learned to communicate openly about our feelings, our fears, and our hopes for the future. During one session, Anna finally opened up about the insecurities that had led her to that moment with Jake. I was struggling with my self-esteem, she admitted, tears streaming down her face. I thought I could find validation through someone else, but I realized I had everything I needed with you. Her honesty struck a chord within me. I could see the remorse in her eyes, the longing for forgiveness. As we continued our journey, I slowly began to let down the walls I had built, allowing her back into my heart little by little. The healing process was anything but linear. There were days filled with hope and others fraught with doubt. But with each step, we began to rediscover the love that had brought us together in the first place. One evening, as we sat together on the couch, I took her hand, looking deeply into her eyes. I still love you, but I need you to understand how serious this is, I said. Rebuilding trust takes time, and we have to commit to the process. I'm committed, Anna replied, her voice steady. I want to show you that I can be the partner you deserve. I'll never take you for granted again. As we embraced, I could feel the warmth of her love enveloping me, but I also knew that we still had a long way to go. With each passing day, I hoped we would continue to mend the fractures in our relationship, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. As the weeks turned into months, the process of rebuilding our relationship continued to test us. Each therapy session brought us closer to understanding one another's fears, but it also unearthed painful memories and insecurities that had long been buried. We learned to communicate in ways that felt raw and honest, yet vulnerable. One evening, after a particularly intense therapy session, Anna and I found ourselves at a local cafe, the atmosphere cozy and inviting. The flickering candlelight cast soft shadows on the walls, creating a sense of intimacy that felt soothing after the heaviness of the day. I've been thinking about what you said in therapy today, I began, stirring my coffee thoughtfully. About how you felt you weren't enough. I want to understand that better. Anna looked down at her cup, her fingers tracing the rim. It's hard to explain. After so many years together, I started feeling like I was fading into the background. I thought I could find something outside of our marriage that would make me feel whole again. I can see how that would be difficult, I said gently. But I need you to know that you've always been enough for me. I've never stopped seeing you, even when things got tough. She met my gaze, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. I know that now, but in that moment of weakness, I lost sight of everything that mattered. I thought I could escape my insecurities instead of confronting them. We sat in silence for a moment, the weight of her confession hanging between us. I could feel my heart softening as I listened to her struggles. You don't have to face those feelings alone, I said, my voice steady. We're in this together, and I want to support you. I appreciate that, Anna replied, her voice thick with emotion. I'm learning that I need to be honest about my feelings, and I need your support to navigate through them. As we talked, I could sense the bond between us strengthening. We discussed our dreams, not just for our relationship, but for our individual selves. Anna mentioned wanting to take art classes, something she had always loved but had set aside during the years we had focused on building a life together. Let's make it happen, I said, feeling a swell of enthusiasm. You should explore your passions. I want you to feel fulfilled. Her eyes lit up with excitement. Really? You mean it? Absolutely. We both need to pursue our interests, and I'll be right here cheering you on, I replied, a smile spreading across my face. As we finished our coffees, I felt a sense of hope wash over me. The journey to rebuild our trust was still ongoing, but moments like these reminded me of the love we shared. It was a love that had weathered storms, and I believed we could emerge stronger. A few days later, Anna began her art classes, and I saw a transformation in her. She was more vibrant, her laughter returning as she poured her heart into her artwork. Each time she came home with a new piece, I could see the joy radiating from her. It felt good to see her reconnecting with herself. But just as things began to feel stable, doubt crept back in. One evening, I received a notification on my phone that sent my heart racing. It was a message from an unknown number. I hope you know your wife is back in touch with Martin. Panic surged through me as I read the message, anger boiling to the surface. How could she? I had trusted her, and now it felt like all our progress was crumbling. I took a deep breath, trying to calm my racing thoughts. I needed to confront Anna, but I didn't want to do it in anger. I wanted to approach her with understanding, so I decided to wait until she returned home. When she walked through the door, the warmth of her smile faded as she saw the look on my face. "What's wrong?" she asked, concern etched in her features. "I got a message today," I said, my voice steady but laced with tension. "It said you've been in touch with Martin again." Her expression shifted, and I could see the color drain from her face. I can explain." "Explain what?" I interrupted, my heart racing. "After everything we've been through, how could you even consider contacting him again?" "It's not what you think," she pleaded, her hands trembling. "I wanted to let him know that I wasn't interested anymore. I thought it would help put everything behind us." "But why now? Why after all this time?" I demanded, frustration bubbling to the surface. "Do you really think that's how you fix things? By contacting the person who hurt us?" "I was trying to be proactive," she argued, tears forming in her eyes. "I thought it would help me find closure. I didn't want to feel like I was still tied to that moment. I didn't want you to feel insecure." Her words struck a chord, and I took a step back, my breath hitching. "But this is only making things worse. I thought we were past this. I trusted you to be committed to our healing process." "I am committed," she exclaimed, desperation in her voice. "But I didn't want to hide anything from you. I wanted to be honest, and I thought this was the right way to do it." The room felt charged with tension, and I ran a hand through my hair, trying to process everything. "I don't know if I can handle this right now. It feels like you're still caught up in that world." Anna took a step toward me, her expression pleading. "Please, just give me a chance to explain. I didn't want to hurt you. I thought I was doing the right thing." I felt torn, wanting to believe her but also grappling with the fear of losing everything we had fought to rebuild. "I need time to think," I said finally, my voice trembling. "I can't keep going in circles. I need to process how this makes me feel." As I walked away, I felt the weight of our struggles pressing down on me. The journey toward healing had taken another unexpected turn, and I wasn't sure how to navigate the pain that lingered in the air. In the days that followed, I found myself caught in a whirlwind of emotions. I sought solace in friends, pouring out my heart as I tried to make sense of everything. They listened, offering support, but the confusion of Anna's actions remained heavy on my heart. Anna, too, seemed lost in her thoughts, her joy dimmed as we navigated the aftermath of the confrontation. The distance between us grew, a chasm that felt increasingly insurmountable. We both wanted to heal, but the trust had been shaken once again. Eventually, we returned to therapy, hoping to unravel the threads of misunderstanding that had woven their way back into our lives. As we sat across from our therapist, the air thick with unspoken words, I realized that we had to confront the issue head-on if we were going to make any progress. "We need to address this directly," our therapist suggested. "Anna, why did you feel the need to reach out to Martin again? What were you hoping to achieve?" "I thought it would help me find closure, to show him that I'm moving on," she explained, her voice shaky. "But I didn't realize it would hurt John again. I just wanted to feel free from that moment." Freedom doesn't come from reaching out to someone who hurt you, our therapist replied gently. It comes from within. You need to find a way to process your feelings without relying on external validation. As the session continued, we began to peel back the layers of hurt and misunderstanding. I realized that Anna was grappling with her own insecurities, struggling to find her identity beyond being my wife. By the end of the session, I felt a renewed sense of hope. We had both taken a step toward understanding, acknowledging the pain while also recognizing the love that still lingered beneath it all. That evening, as we returned home, I took Anna's hand, feeling a sense of connection reigniting between us. We're in this together, I said softly. I don't want to lose you, but we have to be honest and vulnerable with each other. No more hiding. I promise, she replied, her eyes filled with determination. I'll work on being open about my feelings, and I won't let the past dictate our future. Together, we began the long journey of healing, knowing that while the road ahead would be challenging, we were committed to facing it together. The love we shared was worth fighting for, and as we navigated the complexities of our relationship, I believed we could emerge stronger than ever. With each passing day, we took small steps toward rebuilding trust, learning to communicate openly and honestly. The scars from the past remained, but they became reminders of the strength we found in vulnerability. And as we continued our journey, we knew that love was not just about the absence of hurt, but about the willingness to grow and heal together. As the weeks turned into months, Anna and I continued to navigate the complexities of our relationship. We had both committed to rebuilding the trust that had been shaken, and with each passing day, I felt a renewed sense of hope. Therapy sessions became a safe space for us to express our fears and insecurities, and we learned how to communicate openly about our feelings without judgment. One evening, after a particularly uplifting therapy session, we returned home feeling lighter than we had in a long time. I looked at Anna as she poured herself a glass of wine, her laughter echoing through the room. There was a spark in her eyes that reminded me of the love we had built together years ago. Let's celebrate, I suggested, raising my own glass. To us, our journey, and our commitment to one another. To us, she echoed, clinking her glass against mine. As we sat together, reminiscing about the happy moments we had shared and dreaming about the future, I realized that the painful chapter we had endured had brought us closer. We had learned to appreciate the small moments and the beauty of being together, even in the face of adversity. In the following weeks, we continued to explore new activities together, taking dance classes, going on weekend hikes, and rediscovering the joy of each other's company. Each shared experience rekindled the passion and connection that had once been the foundation of our relationship. One afternoon, as we strolled along the Vltava River, Anna paused to take in the view. You know, she said, looking thoughtful, I think this experience has taught me so much about myself. I've learned to be more open, to embrace who I am without fear. I smiled at her, my heart swelling with pride. You're an incredible person, Anna. I've always admired your strength and resilience. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the water, I knew that our journey wasn't without its challenges, but we were facing them together. The scars of betrayal had begun to fade, replaced by the understanding that love requires constant effort, communication, and growth. With each passing day, I felt the love between us deepen, stronger than before. We had turned a painful moment into a catalyst for change, and I believed we were finally on the path to healing. That evening, as we sat together on the couch, I took Anna's hand in mine. I'm grateful for everything we've been through, I said, my voice steady. It's made us who we are today. I feel the same way, she replied, squeezing my hand. I love you more than ever, and I'm committed to us, no matter what challenges come our way. With a smile, I leaned in and kissed her softly, feeling the warmth of her love enveloping me. We had weathered the storm together, and as we looked toward the future, I knew that our love was worth every effort we had made. Together, we would continue to grow, to face the world, and to embrace the beautiful, imperfect journey of life. As we settled into a comfortable silence, I felt a profound sense of peace wash over me. We were not just survivors of our past, we were partners, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead, together.